Hello, 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 Facebook, YouTube. I said that I wouldn't video whilst on the descent. I've changed my mind. I just had to capture this on video. I've taken some photos, but it really does not visually describe what I've come across. This is a footpath, my friends, and I'm going to shut up for a few seconds. Can you hear that? Can you hear the water? The footpath down from Silton Forest to the reservoir, you can see behind me here, has just turned into a river. This is the first time I've actually seen this section of footpath around the Siltons and Osmotherley and Square Corner. It's the first time I've seen this section of footpath flood so dramatically as this. It's very, very slippery underfoot, and you can see behind me there, you can see the water running down the footpath. It's quite a steep footpath, and it's in a ravine that runs from the high eastern ridge of Silton Forest down to the reservoir, so you can see why they built the reservoir there. It's a natural basin for collecting the water, but just have a look down, you can see the foam just there collecting. And if I just go back up here a second, you can see that's the footpath. That's where I've just come down. The footpath has officially turned into a river, and I've still got about another quarter of a mile to go. So it's fair to say that I might get wet feet, but I had to stop and video this. Bear with me while I look down, because I've really got to keep an eye on my footing here, because this has just turned into a gorge walk, my friends. I mean, let's be brutally honest, when you go out into the wilds, when you come out onto the moors and the dales, and you go, you know, probably off grid, you never know what you're going to find. But let me just spin round again and show you. Just look at that. And that's where I've got to go. The footpath has turned into a river. Let me just see if I can get down here. This footage might not be great because I'm really having to keep an eye on where I'm going. But also, the deluge of water which is running down here and obviously heading towards the reservoir. And if it's not heading towards the reservoir, if it's being diverted or redirected somewhere, it will eventually join Cod Beck. Okay, so there we go, look. You can see the rainwater now. This is the snow melting up in Silton Forest, and it's heading naturally downhill as water does. But that's where we've got to go. In fact, we might even take a little diversion down there. But look, just look at that, my friends. That was the footpath. Just there, that was the footpath. That's where I've come down. So we're actually going to head on down here, because this seems to be a slightly more sensible route, albeit it's still very, very slippery. So there we go. I said that I like to challenge myself, don't I? I said that I set my bar super high. So what do when I could be sat at home watching films? What do? I come out and I explore the wilderness, and I come out here and I look for challenges, and boy, we're finding some challenges today. But hey, I know once I finish this hike without any injuries, hopefully, I'm going to feel good about myself, because it has been a challenge today. I'm having to be really, really careful down here, because even with proper snow boots on, I'm losing my footing. But going back to the footpath that turned into a river, the amount of water running down is actually undermining the clay soil which holds all these rocks together. Just have a little look down here. You can see there's like just here, there's big stones and boulders that give you something to grip onto as you descend. They're like a little a wedge to put your foot against. And as I was coming down the footpath that turned into a river, I put my foot against one of these boulders, and it just moved completely from under my foot. So the amount of water coming down here is dislodging. There's enough strength to dislodge some of these boulders that you would, seriously, you'd struggle to carry some of these boulders 100 yards. And again, you find some really weird and wonderful stuff when you go off grid. Look at that, my friends, isn't that beautiful? That's where we've come from, down there. But I've just found a little curiosity building down here. Let's go and have a look, shall we? See what it's all about. Let's go and see what's going on down here. So, what do you think, my friends? Potential? A doer-upper, as they would say in my business. The roof needs a bit of attention. Surveyor would have a field day surveying that, wouldn't he? Do you reckon there's damp? Don't even know who it belongs to or what its purpose is. It's interesting though. It's had some thought put into its construction. When you actually look through the little doorway there, it's made of brick and it's got a stone clad around the side. Slate roof, timber eaves. Looks like a tree has fallen on it. So it's obviously fairly robust. But anyway, we're slightly off the path. We crossed the little boundary line here which said private, so I need to get back onto the path so we are not trespassing. There we go. We are legal once more. So we've almost reached the bottom of the path, actually, taking a little shortcut to get us down a little bit quicker and a little bit safer. And while en route, these are what we're looking out for. You can see these little yellow stumps with these timber stumps with the yellow way markers on. That's the footpath. As long as you keep seeing those and you keep following the footprints, you'll know you're going in the right direction. So we're nearly there, and in fact we're heading on down now towards the reservoir, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the reservoir. I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not it's empty, as it was a few years ago when I was up here during the summer months, I think, before I started my channel. So we're heading on down. There's a little beck stream actually gushing down here. Whoa. And we've got a little bridge to go over, which should be nice. But let me just share this little bit of footage with you. Let me just spin around. It's very slippery. So you can see just behind us there we go, my friend. There we go, my friends. Facebook, YouTube. All of that water is coming down off of the North Yorkshire moors. Most of it will be melting snow, but some of it will be naturally sourced from a spring somewhere. So this is where we are going though. You can just see behind me. Let's go around that way. There we go. So you can see behind me there, that's the bridge that we're going to use to cross. That will get us on the north side of the beck, or the stream that you can see. And then we've got a small climb up, and then we start heading, I would say, approximately southeast towards the reservoir. And then when we get there, we'll see whether or not the reservoir is full or whether it's empty. So in the meantime, my friends, continue to stay safe, take care, and I'll see you all in a short while. Monday, go.